Alright, welcome to the YouTube channel for my truck build. To the right of us here, I'll show you in a second. I'm going to be building a 2005 LOI DURAMAX, and I thought what better way, or what a better chance, it'd be a great opportunity to make a YouTube channel, make a lot of videos for the full truck build, since we're going from the frame up. We started with a rusty frame, very solid frame, but very rusty frame, original Ontario truck. So what we did was we got the frame sandblasted and I painted it with POR 15. I lost the footage of that, and I have more footage that I'm trying to find that I might still have, but I can't find it at the moment, of the truck that we're technically building. So the truck that we're building and the truck that I had bought. So what I'm kind of gonna do is kind of bring everyone up to speed on the build here before we get going. I bought a 2004 LLY GMC Sierra 2500 HD DURAMAX. It's a 4x4 truck. It was a crew cab long bed. It was a fully loaded truck, ugly as heck, but I got it dirt cheap. I paid $800 for it. It had supposedly had a bad starter. And the guy I bought it from, he was more or less the middle guy, because he also didn't know. He thought it was a bad starter. That's what he was told. He didn't know enough to kind of diagnose the issues. So he bought a starter from us because we run an auto wrecker up here in Ontario. It didn't fix the problem. Or no, he never put the starter on the truck. I don't know why he ended up eventually selling the truck to us. We paid $800. So I personally bought it. Pretty much just straight from the guy, auto wrecker aside, I bought it. And thought, well, what a perfect opportunity to build a truck out of this truck. So what I did was I put a starter on it, tried to start the truck, and come to find out, long story short, the truck was hydrolocked. The head gaskets were shot. Not a big deal. I can fix it or switch out the engine. So what I did, I got a crew cab short bed frame from my work, which I have videos of I'll put in to show you. I got that frame stripped down completely to a bare frame, had it sandblasted, and I painted it with POR 15. That's what I use as a frame paint. As it sits right now, it's still just the POR. I'm gonna go over it with a top coat. Not 100% decided on what coating we're gonna use for the top coat, but I wanna give it another second coat, since this is more or less a base coat in my opinion. And there's a few spots where you can tell the paint was applied a lot lighter than some areas, and there's a few bare spots like on the underside and in some of the channels. There's a lot of spots that are still just bare sandblasted frame. So the plan for this truck is to build a brand new truck, but a 2005. Well, it's an 04. My other DURAMAX is an 05. So I always just say it's a 05 because it's a half year 04. So maybe I'll go along and discuss the engine situation. I got an engine from my work. I could have used the engine out of the truck with bad head gaskets, but I set it aside. I stripped that truck 100% because I needed everything else besides the engine, basically. So I stripped that truck, got an engine from the yard. I still tore it down. I still tore it down to the block, basically. It still had the rotating assembly in it, so it wasn't down to the block. But the heads are removed. I wanted to do head gaskets. I wanted to do studs. I wanted to do a whole top end gasket set up. So what I basically did, and I do have video of that, but I don't have video of it being torn down. I just have little short bits here and there. So what I did was tear the engine down, clean it up, paint it, make sure everything was fine. The engine had cross hatching in the cylinder walls. Everything was clean. The motor was super, super clean. Nothing was wrong with it. Although we did find where the cylinder head on one side, I forget exactly which one, had some spots where you could tell the head gasket was going bad, and there was a bad spot on the head. We sent the heads out, got them machined. The motor was repainted. I put exotic head studs in it. I put Molle grade C gaskets on it. Molle top end gasket kit. I ordered new pan gaskets. I'm gonna be ordering a PPE lower pan for it. powder coating a lot of my parts, which I just recently bought an Eastwood powder coating setup. And another video to get into is my 3-oven adventure. I am on my 3rd oven and I will soon be on my 4th, but that's for another day. I bought PPE manifolds and up pipes. I got an HSP high flow bundle kit. Trying to figure out what I got on the top of my head, but trying to replace everything that needs replaced, clean it up, paint it, make it look pretty, put new gaskets, new O-rings, replace what's needed to be replaced, but also just, you don't need to replace every single thing. And I don't have $1 million, but I'm definitely spending a lot of money on this truck because I want this to be my brand new truck. Get in it, go anywhere, keep it for a long time. So that's pretty much the motor for right now, where it sits. Mind you, this is a video of just bringing everyone up to speed. It's probably very boring, but I need to bring everyone up to speed if we're going to do a full build series. The transmission's sitting there all covered up because I've been doing a lot of sandblasting lately, and this shop, we're always working in it. We're always doing stuff, so very dirty shop. So I got it all covered up. The transmission, I do have some videos of that, so I'll probably post a video of the transmission build. I tore the transmission out of, so everything else up to this point is out of the, or from this point forward, is out of the $800 parts donor truck. So I knew nothing about the truck, knew nothing about the transmission, never heard it run, never heard it drive, never heard it move, nothing. It was an ex-work truck, so I suspected with about 330,000 kilometers, I think the odometer has on it, I suspected the transmission would be very well used. And since we're building a truck to this high of caliber, in my opinion, I really wanted to build the transmission. I didn't know if we would at the time, but the things worked out, and I did it myself. We went with the PPE Stage 6 rebuild kit. It has the Alto G3 clutches and black choline steels for everything but the C2 clutch hub. We'll get into that. I think I may have that on the video. I'll post a transmission video. Like I said, getting up to speed here. All right, nice and slow. So the transmission sits there. I didn't blast and powder coat the casing because I was on a time crunch that I was building the transmission. So I'll clean it up and paint it. We'll make it look nice because we're trying to make it look real nice. For the frame itself, we got a Zone 3-inch Adventure Series lift with the upper control arms. You can kind of see them right there. Right there. The other night, I just got the lower control arms taken out, and I removed the torsion bars, the torsion bar cross member, removed the torsion keys. I didn't get any of that on video. I apologize. But I'm going to be sending out my torsion bars to my buddy's work, and my sway bar, we're going to get that powder coated in our highlighting color that we're using on this build. My oven's definitely not big enough for torsion bars. So while we're at it, we're going to replace the bushings in the torsion bar cross member. We got new lower control arm bushings on the way. We got a full kryptonite front end that I'll probably do another video showing some of the stuff that we got for this truck. Like I said, we're getting up to speed here. Another thing that I didn't quite catch on video was I stripped the leaf spring packs in all individual leafs, got them blasted, painted, put new bushings in them. I got prothane, polyurethane red bushings in the leaf springs and the hanger on both sides. I put a new bolt in the center, put new pads on the leaf springs themselves, and I bought new clamps for them, which we still have to finish the other side, so I could probably throw a video together on that to get everyone up to speed on that. And that's pretty much where we sit for the build as far as work that I've gotten done that I kind of lost the footage for. So this is kind of the entry level video, very boring video like I said, but I just want to get everyone up to speed here. So maybe I'll show you the messy shop and the messy frame. I'm definitely, now that winter's coming, I'm going to be doing a full push on this truck. So we're going to clean up the area and just have it out in the open, ready to rock. And we're going to start getting this chassis to the point where it's ready to roll again. And we'll be trying to push out videos as often as I can. And I'm going to try to work on the truck every night and do what I can to get it moving and keep the videos flowing. So here we go. I'll show you the frame. I'll show you all the stuff that we got here in the shop. And I think we'll be pretty much up to speed there. Here's the frame. Mind some of the mess around it, but it's been blasted and painted. It was brush painted. We did it in the shop here, but as you can tell, it's a very clean frame. All the part numbers are still on the frame. Like, only a few spots where you can see some of the very, very minor pitting, but there's like barely any on this whole frame. Most of it's probably brush strokes from brushing the paint on. We got our engine over here in the mess. Let me plug a light in quick. Step over all the derby car stuff. Get a little brighter in here. We got one side here that I got cleaned up the other night, getting ready to put the studs and gaskets on so we can put the heads back on. But if you can see, the light's kind of, there we go. You can still see cross hatching in the cylinder walls. The pistons are in great shape. The whole engine itself was in great shape, but we keep it covered anyway. Well, obviously we keep it covered, but we got the other head on. As you can see, we got the exotic studs in. With our freshly machined head and our grade C gasket. You can see I left all of the rotating assembly in, the crank's still in, the pistons, the rods, the camshaft, all that was still left alone, but everything was in great shape. You can tell even like the motor itself was not very rusted at all. I just threw a nice new paint on the engine itself, didn't get too crazy, didn't get too carried away because there wasn't much I could do about the engine block itself without completely removing everything. Here's one of our leaf spring packs. It's in, but I might take it out. Now that I got the powder coating set up, I might powder coat some parts for it. Some of our parts over here, we got the Zone 3-inch lift in the box here. We got some miscellaneous stuff, our up pipes, more of our lift. We got a lot of like e-brake hardware and our backing plates, a lot of that. I'm trying to get most of the rolling components to get this frame back to rolling. Got our kryptonite tie rods here. I think our wheel bearings are over there. But here's our tie rods. Great quality. Like, I am pretty stoked to own these. It's pretty cool. It's a cool part. Transmission over here is all covered up. There's not really much to show. Got more parts. Gotta move the mask, you know. Those things are just everywhere. Except for when you actually need them, they're not in your car. The dust covers for the front hubs. What is this stuff? I'm missing one. That's not good. Our transmission is double covered with old sheets that I was given. And some plastic. So there's not really much to see here. I do have some videos, though, of the disassembly and the reassembly of this transmission. So I'll probably throw that together in a little transmission video. Still trying to figure out the whole YouTube thing. I got to get better at making my videos, but we'll get there eventually. No matter what, I'm still going to be pushing out videos for this build, whether it be good quality or not. If you want to watch it, great. I'm happy to have you here, and maybe we'll learn a little bit together. So hopefully now we're all caught up a little bit. I'm going to do a hell of a lot better job on keeping my videos safe so I don't lose them. Get them uploaded, get them edited good, and put them out so that you guys can watch them and follow the build along. And we'll see where we can take this.